Hi, welcome to the Get Ready with God podcast. My name is Julie Taylor, and I am your host. And I am not God. Obviously, I'm not an expert. I'm not even a scriptorian. I'm literally just a girl sitting in front of a microphone, hoping God is real. The Get Ready with God podcast is the daily devotional podcast to help you see divinity in every day. If you're on YouTube, yes, I did just get my eyebrows done today, and they look insane. But give it a few days, and things should normalize. Although there was that one whole week where they didn't normalize, and the lighting was weird, and it made me look crazy. But we pushed through because that's what we do. We're fighters. I am just popping in to say that I, the host of this podcast about finding divinity in every day, have been struggling to find divinity in every day. I'm in one of those seasons where I feel like I'm a little bit wandering around, not feeling a lot. I'm feeling a little bit disconnected. I'm feeling a little bit apathetic. Not feeling like strongly guided, not feeling God's presence really, really strongly. And these aren't my favorite times, but they are the more common times. And something that I think about a lot is I never want to tell someone else how to grieve. And so I know for a lot of people, the concept of their loved one who's passed always being with them is really comforting. To me, when people say things like that to me, of like, oh, he's always with you, he's always there, I'm kind of like, no, thank you. Like, all due respect, you don't know what you're talking about. He's not, but thank you. I wish he were. I wish he was, but thank you. And what do I know? Maybe he is, but I don't feel that presence around me all the time. In the 18 months since he's been gone, I have felt him one time. And it was a really, really special experience for me, a very overwhelming experience for me. And it was a very sacred experience to me. And I don't believe that I can live in that like sacred plane day in, day out. And so for me, and again, this is not everyone. I know a lot of people feel very comforted that the person is always with them and they see signs of that and they feel it in a way. And I'm not doubting that and I'm not dismissing that. But for me, that feeling is so special and sacred that I don't have the expectation that that would be true all of the time. And I feel the same about God's presence. I've said before many times, God never leaves, and I do believe that. I believe that God is always with me. But how often do I have really pivotal, strong impressions or inspirations or feelings or thoughts or ideas or feel like I'm being guided? Like, that's not an everyday experience. So when I say look for divinity in every day, I'm not expecting, nor do I think any of us should expect, to have some really special, moving, intense, spiritual, divine connection every day. Maybe I'm just a hater and you're like, wow, Julie, I feel bad for you because that's funny. I feel that way every day and I'm so happy for you. That's not my reality. And there tend to be seasons like the one I'm in right now where I just feel a little bit more disconnected and it's a little bit hard to see it. And I don't feel as convicted. I don't feel as passionate. I don't feel as driven by spirituality or by my connection with God. And some of that comes through habits. And I think some of my habits have been slipping. But what I've been thinking about is one, God never leaves and God trusts us. And I don't think it is wise to stop and like be really paralyzed by, I don't know what to do. I won't know what to do until God tells me. I don't know what to say. I won't know what to say until God tells me. If you are a person who is continually seeking connection with divinity, I think you can trust that you're in a place where you're living your life in a way that you can trust what you say, what you think, what you feel, and that will be aligned with what God wants for you or would guide you to do. I also think that when we make an effort consistently, and this is what I want to focus on in this episode. One, I do want to normalize. This is something I want to normalize, remove shame and normalize that when we're seeking God, it doesn't feel like this constant moving on fire connection and guidance all the time. It is normal to not feel that strong, strong connection, inspiration around the clock. But the other thing is that I believe that consistent effort and a consistent intention to connect and invite divinity into your life will help you live at a level where you can trust yourself more, like I just said, and that you can trust that when you need it, when you need a course correction, when you need the inspiration, when you need the relief, when you need the miracle, when you need the guidance, when you need that thought, when you need it, it will come. And so if it's not coming, you must not need it yet. And that can be really maddening because our timetable and God's timetable definitely doesn't always align. But now I've seen this pattern where when I feel a little bit disconnected, I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm just kind of coasting. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I trust myself more and I trust that I can just keep moving and that divine intervention will come if it needs to, if and when it needs to. And this is more painful in times where you feel disconnected and you're suffering because it's like, where are you, God? Where's the relief? Where is that connection? You just want that relief and that connection, that guidance and that inspiration or understanding to come so badly. But even in those times, like we've talked about, it doesn't always come in the moment that you think you need it the very most. Sometimes it comes after we've gotten ourselves back up, we've carried on, and then it comes. And so I think we have to keep moving forward. We have to keep trying. That is the thesis of every episode. Well, guys, it looks like we have to keep trying. So let's keep going. Let's find a way to live another day. But really, that is it. I always look forward to the next time that I feel really guided, because it's easier to have confidence in yourself too and in your choices when it feels like a really guided decision. And there's been times when I've had to make really large, big, impactful life decisions without feeling super guided. And that's always really scary. It's always easier, even if it's a hard thing to do, if you feel like it's an inspired hard thing to do, it's easier to trust yourself. If you think it's just like what you're making up, it's just harder. It's harder to sacrifice. It's harder to find willingness. It's harder to push through. It's more fun to believe, and it's more fun when you're inspired. But sometimes you're not. Or maybe you are, but you don't feel it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. So carry on. Keep trying. Enjoy those meaningful times and moments when you feel really guided, connected, and inspired by God, by divinity. Hold on to those moments. Write those moments down. Speak those moments so that you don't forget them, so you don't take them for granted, because they will be fleeting. But for all of these in-between times, rely on your habits. Rely on your habits of choosing God. And I think this is when I really have to rely on my choice of, I've chosen this. I know that these choices and these habits yield a certain outcome, but not always immediately. There's not always immediate payoff, right? Like I said, sometimes you read the Bible in the morning and feel nothing, and you listen to Eminem later in the day and you feel it all. That is what we're talking about here. But if you consistently read the Bible, if you consistently pray, if you consistently meditate, if you consistently keep trying to build that connection and that relationship, it will come when you need it. And you will be living on a different plane of alignment. As woo-woo as that sounds, I really do think you kind of shift the plane where you're playing. And you start living on this different level where you can trust yourself more, even in these in-between times when you wonder why you can't just be inspired every day. And I also think these are the times when I slip into my existential habit where I'm like, well, I have not felt anything recently. So turns out God's not real. Guys, I go there so quickly. It's one of the worst things about me. Thanks for loving me through it. And thanks for listening to this podcast. Love you so much. XOXO. Bye.